The White House will use this weekend to set the table, literally, for Thanksgiving conversations. White House Chief of Staff Ron Klain wants you to talk about how wonderful things are under the Biden administration when you get together with your families next week, how gas prices are down, except we face the highest prices on Thanksgiving ever. How inflation is down, except Thanksgiving dinner cost 21% more than last year. To be fair, Klain has a tough job. Here's his boss, the president, today, laying things out.
This week we saw the growth in prices in business pay for goods and services to come down as well. Gas prices are down, but it's going to take time to get inflation back to normal levels as we keep our job market strong so we could see setbacks along the way. I don't doubt that, but thus far we're in good shape. But we're laser focused on that.
Talk about setting expectations low. So here's the narrative comparison. You get to pick one. As you can see, Niall Stanage here, White House columnist for our partners at The Hill. Niall, how does the White House get a win and put a marker down before Thanksgiving, other than to say, hey, we didn't get shellacked in the midterms?
Well, that is a fairly significant thing to be able to say for a start. But I do take your point about the low expectations. What the White House and the president in particular are trying to do, I think, Leland, is to say, on one hand, we feel your pain, but on the other, your pain is going to be alleviated sometime soon. Just bear with us. Now, by its nature, that is quite a difficult message to deliver because it's neither one simple, everything is fantastic message, nor do they want to encourage gloominess. So they're trying to say things are getting better. It will take time, as the president just said. Have patience. Patience, unfortunately, tends to be in rather short supply in politics, as in everything else.
Yeah, very, very short supply, especially when you have to be talking about how just the rate of growth of prices is slowing, is a tough pill to swallow. I think about the Thanksgiving conversation, right? And there were a lot of people who thought they were going to show up at Thanksgiving with $10,000 or $20,000 less of student debt. It was a big part of the president's campaign. Then he did it right before the midterms. Now it's on hold because of the federal court saying whether or not the president has the power to do it by executive order. Here is the press secretary today on that.
The president is not going to walk away from this fight. We feel pretty confident in our legal authority to provide relief to these student borrowers. And so that is what you're seeing from us. You're seeing a fight from this administration for a plan that's going to help tens of millions of people.
To be fair, the White House shut down the website where you could apply for the student debt relief. What is their plan on this? And are they preparing for the eventuality of having to say to people, hey, we tried and we couldn't do it?
Well, they're actually going to the Supreme Court, it seems, hoping that the Supreme Court will intervene to allow the program to run while challenges to it are being sorted out, rather than to stop the program pending that outcome. So that is their game plan. But look, I do also take your point. Millions and millions of people did apply before the website was taken down. A lot of those people aren't going to be following, frankly, the finer points of constitutional law or every twist and turn in the political arena. They want their money. They filled out the form. It was quite onerous to fill out the form. Where's the money? I think that is a real danger. And of course, the White House is not really moving from a position of great strength. I mean, the midterms went better than they expected, but President Biden's approval ratings are still mediocre at best.
I got 30 seconds, but we've talked a lot about this. Is there any conversation in the White House that maybe they drew the wrong lesson? Publicly, obviously, say, hey, this is a great endorsement of President Biden's record, but it was much more about people who didn't like Trump candidates than loved President Biden?
I think that is an important message. Whether it has been internalized at the White House, I don't know. I do know that they're making a lot more effort to lay out their record and to say that there are things that they passed during this first 2 years that will only manifest themselves in January and beyond. So the message is, even if we can't do anything with the new Congress, you're about to feel the benefits of what we've already done.
Well, selling hope has worked in the past. It's good to see you, my friend. Have a great weekend. Thanks for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to subscribe. Click the red button to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.